Hey, Whippersnappers, it's Tortoise the Great. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown Random Battles. I figured since we didn't have a Little Cup Federation battle this week, given that the Toho Torterras are on bye, that I would show you guys a couple of random battles that Scad and I had after last week's Gray version battles. Was sitting in the last session, nobody else was challenging, and Scad's like, hey, want to do random battles? I was like, sure, let's do it. So, that's what we did, just some good old-fashioned Gen 7 random battles. Blossom forces out the Wailord, Skarmory coming in. I set up the Quiver Dance with the Blossom there, and Skarmory is going to get a little of HP back with its leftovers. Throwing up the Hidden Power Rock there, Brave Bird coming in, taking a lot of hard damage off of the Blossom. Blossom then throwing up the Hidden Power Rock and finishing off the Skarmory, taking a little bit of damage there from the Life Orb. Then Delcatty's coming in with the Fake Out, finishing off the Blossom. Blossom's going to go down, Hawlucha then comes in, throws up that high jump kick, does not miss thankfully, and lands it on the Delcatty, taking it down. Shaman then going to switch in, throw up the Air Slash, doing really good damage to the Hawlucha. Hawlucha eating that Citrus Berry, which is going to activate Unburden, and boost the power of Acrobatics. And so going to finish off the Shaman there in one hit. Xerneas then comes in, going to throw up the Stone Edge on it, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Xerneas starts setting up those Geomancies, so I'm like, crap. And Scad even says, engage the I'm Win button, and so throws up the Thunderbolt, finishes off Hawlucha. At that point, I have Registeel still in the wings. Registeel is going to take a hard close combat, but that's going to lower the defenses of the Xerneas a little bit, and the Iron Head is going to finish off the Legendary Deer. Marowak then comes in and is going to force out the Registeel. Absol switches in, takes a hard Earthquake there, throws up the Ice Beam, and does good damage to the Marowak, but not enough to allow Absol to finish it off. So Torterra's going to switch in, throw up the Wood Hammer, finish off the Marowak there. Feeling pretty good about my positioning at this point because I figure, well, Wailord's just water. We can use the Wood Hammer on that, but Wailord has the Ice Beam, taking down the Torterra, and Wailord taking some burn damage there. I switch into Chimecho, who's going to throw up the Psychic. Going to lower the special defenses there a little bit and handle the Ice Beam, but gets frozen here a little bit. I remarked in last week's Gray version battles that at some point there was a battle where I got frozen and then defaulted in the same turn, and then got frozen again. So that's where we land, and the burn damage then going to take down the Wailord as Chimecho stalls out the burn there. So battle number 1 goes to me in this best 2 out of 3 random battles. Let's see how the next couple of battles go, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, battle number 2 between me and Scad leads off with Seeking and Pidgeot rather. Throw up the Ice Beam, popping the Pachiriso's balloon, switching Seeking on out. I didn't realize at the time that Seeking had the Lightning Rod ability, but switching the Groudon, who is also immune to the electric type moves, and decided to come in and set up the Rock Polish, which is going to boost our speed. Lava Plume, even in the sun, barely does anything to the Mega Pidgeot as Groudon gets confused by the Hurricane. Pidgeot taking a little bit of burn damage, but able to finish off Groudon without too much trouble at all. At that point, I bring in Tapu Koko, and Tapu Koko is going to force out the Pidgeot, throw up that Wild Charge against the Ground-type Stunfisk, going to force out the Tapu Koko, bringing in Porygon there. Porygon taking to take our Earth Power, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage as we throw up the Ice Beam. Super effective, but still not as much damage as I generally would probably expect, so Stunfisk must be a pretty bulky Pokemon. Never actually used one, but based on how it held up there to a super effective Porygon 2, figuring as much. Basculin then comes in, throws up the superpower against Porygon 2, taking it down. Tapu Koko switching in, forcing out the Basculin into the Stunfisk. The Dazzling Gleam not doing a whole lot of damage there. It uses Nature's Madness. Oh no, I use Nature's Madness. Does a little bit of damage there. Not familiar with the Tapu Koko's moves too well at this point. Still haven't caught one in-game or used one online. So, first instances, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Alright, Seeking then comes and throws up the Waterfall there. Pachiriso uses the Thunderbolt, which boosts our special attack. Didn't realize that earlier, but we have their Lightning Rod ability, which is only beneficial to us when going up against electric types, so that works out pretty nicely. Seeking, not being able to take advantage of the special attack boost, however, being a physical attacker, at least having physical moves in this setup. Basculin going to take down the Seeking there. Tapu Koko switching back in, going to take an Aqua Jet, live that just barely, and get the U-turn off on the Basculin, taking it down. Switching at the Tapu Koko, we bring in Lunala. Lunala being the Moon Box legendary, and Lunala's going to throw up the Calm Mind there to raise some defenses and all that jazz. Pidgeot's taking a little bit of damage, but able to heal them off with the Roost. We throw up a powerful Psyshock there, and Pidgeot's going to take some more burn damage. Hurricane lands at that point, and the Psyshock is going to finish off the Mega there. Alright, so Sandslash coming in, going to use the Moongeist Beam, signature move, and unfortunately going to go down to a single knockoff there, 4 times effective, Lunella being a Psychic Ghost type, so knockoff, yeah, pretty much going to do some work. Tapu Koko finishes off the Sandslash, U-turns off on the Sunfish, bringing in our last revealed Pokemon, Lapras. Lapras is going to throw up a move here, Hydro Pump. Stunfish switches out in face of that, and Illumise is going to throw up the Substitute here. We throw up the Toxic, but it's not fast enough. Illumise is going to get that sub up before it can, and then throw up the Encore there. So Lapras is locked into Toxic, and so we are going to switch Lapras out here on this next turn, bringing back in Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is pretty much dead. And the Thunderbolt is going to finish off there. I do like that Tapu Koko's ability sets up electric trains on switch in. I wasn't really too thrilled when I saw Alolan Raichu's ability, but if you pair it with Tapu Koko, could be a really useful combination. So looking forward to getting that in our blind run. Lapras is going to take another Thunderbolt, throw up the Hydro Pump there. Illumise is going to get a little bit back from leftovers, as will we. But Lapras is going to go down to the Thunderbolt, giving battle number 2 to Scad in this round. So Scad takes 1, I take 1. Let's see who's going to break the tie in the next battle. Alright, best out of 2 out of 3. Here we go. Alrighty guys, battle number 3 leads off with Sceptile versus Hippowdon. A pretty good matchup for us, but Hippowdon's going to switch out. We Mega Evolve into Sceptile and throw up the Outrage there, which is going to take down the... I think that's an Ultra Beast. I didn't even catch what its name was there, though. So, wait. Pheromosa. Pheromosa goes down to the Outrage from Sceptile. Chatot going to take a lot of damage as well. Sceptile is going to fight through the confusion, though, and finish off the Chatot there. So, Chatot goes down. Sceptile up against Turtonator. Well, we've got the Dragon move, so we might as well keep using it. We break through the confusion, throw up the Outrage on the Turtonator, get it pretty nice and low. And then Sceptile's going to go down to the Turtonator, allowing us to bring in Zekrom. Zekrom carrying the balloon, throwing up the Dragon Claw, and finishing off the turtle Pokemon there. At that point, Hippowdon comes in. Zekrom, being an electric type, is going to switch on out into Swanna, expecting the Earthquake. Although, actually, I didn't expect the Earthquake. I didn't want to lose the balloon. And so I figured something else was coming to pop the balloon, and I figured Swanna would be the least useful of the Pokemon I had remaining, so sacrifice play basically to Swanna. Bring Politoed in to set up the Drizzle, get rid of the Sandstorm there. Palkia going to come in to take the Scald. Doesn't do anything, obviously, to the Palkia. Politoed going to take a Hydro Pump, which is going to do a little bit more. And we get the Hypnosis up, and then going to switch on out, bringing Zekrom back in. Electric Dragon versus Water Dragon should be... Oh, no! Is Palkia is not even... Are they Dragon types? Or is it Water Psychic? I don't even remember. It's been a long time since I've messed with the Gen 4 Legendaries. Kyurem switches in, throws up a Stab critical hit Draco Meteor on the Pimikimikyu, and the thing still stays alive, which is ridiculous. Kyurem then is going to switch out because our special attack is halved. Palkia is going to come in and throw up the Draco Meteor on Politoed, who I guess survives it as well, although Scad's wasn't a crit, so probably can understand that a little bit more, but still, come on. Kyurem then going to switch back in. Palkia switching on out, bringing in the Hippowdon, setting up the Sandstream. Going to take down the Hippowdon with the Draco Meteor, our special attack being halved there. At this point, I believe we switch out to sacrifice play our next Pokemon, which is going to be Noctowl. But Noctowl tanks that like a boss. And so what started as a sacrifice play turns into a nice little move here. Throws up the Fire Blast. Scad realizing she can't switch out because Palkia is her last Pokemon, so her special attack is just going to be garbage for the rest of the battle. We do get the Toxic damage up on the Palkia as it throws up Fire Blast. Noctowl is going to be able to take that pretty well. Throw up the Nightshade, doing more damage to the Palkia than is being done to it. The Hydro Pump going to land, take Noctowl almost down to the bottom, but throwing up the Roost, able to heal up here and get Palkia a little bit further down with toxic damage. The Hydro Pump going to do some good work, as well as the Nightshade getting Palkia down into range for the Toxic to do the work. as I finish off this legendary battle. I think I had 2 legendaries on my team plus a mega, and I guess Scad had about the same. I guess they usually try to keep these battles pretty balanced, but finishing the Palkia off with a Noctowl was especially satisfying. But yeah, thank you so much for the battle, Scad. It was fun to hang out after the gray version last week, and gave me some good content to put in here for you guys while we wait for next week's battle against the Food Squad in the Little Cup Federation, which is generally what comes out in this time slot. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Torm the Gray, and you guys have been great. Make sure to do those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and I will see you all back here next time. Alrighty, guys. Have a good one.